3, 2. Hello everyone, Russell Wright from Network Empire and SemanticWebTraining.com, and I'm really excited to be here with my friend and business partner Kevin Polly. He is our semantic web guru, and he is the creator of the SemanticWebTraining.com website, and currently he is sitting on SemanticWPThemes.com. And we're going to talk about some pretty amazing developments. For those of you who've been following the Network Empire Theme Zoom team for the last few years, you know that we have been talking about the semantic web for some time. Well, here's the real deal. We're going to be talking to you about the themes that Kevin and the development team are creating, and specifically using the Genesis framework. We're going to talk about what's available to you right now, but more importantly, we're going to be talking to you about how this actually works, because of the many people I've talked to, Kevin is the guy who knows how this stuff works and how to properly code a theme, because he reads and talks to everybody that I can think of that's useful in the semantic industry, the semantic web industry. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Kevin, show us what's going on with your new Genesis framework semantic theme.
Excellent. Thanks for that, Russell. So what I just want to do is just explain to everyone why we've looked at Genesis as one of the core elements of the themes that we're going to be building out as we progress. Genesis framework is probably one of the best frameworks out there for building and designing and developing WordPress themes. Now, out of the box, Genesis really does make life easy for developers. It's already search engine optimized. It makes use of HTML5, which makes it cross-browser compatible and mobile friendly. Once you've bought the framework, you can use it on an unlimited number of your sites, and it's also got great security built in. Now, what we've done and looked at is Genesis on its own is really good, but we found a way to make it even better. And the way we've done that is Genesis does have schema.org markup by default.
Okay.
But it's not as good as it could be. And it's no disrespect to the guys there. It was the first framework that included it by default. And things have moved on. What we've done, as you can see from this graphic here, we've just highlighted some of the areas where it could be improved. For example, they call everything a web page.
Hey, can you zoom into that, Kevin, so we can see that? It's very interesting.
Yeah. Let's zoom in, and you can see there that the page type is declared as a web page.
Got it.
There's nothing wrong with that, but schema.org is so flexible that pretty much every kind of page you have on your website, a post, the About Us page, the Contact Us page, they can all be declared separately, which is just going to help the search engines decide what your website is about and to present your pages to their visitors, the people that are searching things, in the right context. So it's going to help you. So this is what Genesis does by default out of the box. Now, it looks good, okay, but what we've done is we've made it just that little bit better. So let me just zoom in here as well. And what I've done here is this is just the post markup.
Okay.
I've focused on this because most people are familiar that WordPress has pages and posts, and more posts get published than pages. So what we've done with this theme is we've declared a post as an article. It's more of an article type than it is a web page type, and that's got some additional benefits that we'll go into later. And then what we've also done is we've added the URL of the page, and this was something that Genesis doesn't do. So what this means is that when you use this theme and the search engines and other bots come along and they see that you've got markup, wherever this markup appears throughout the web, whether it be in a mobile phone somewhere else in a different country, the URL where your information is there is going to be there, and it's going to help more people come back to your site. Now what we've also done is, by default, Genesis does mark the header and footer elements of your blog. Now what we've done, this is a little known secret with schema.org, that if you use the mentions markup, it takes away the importance of the header. So where you've got maybe a H1 for the site name and a H2 for the tag of your site and everything else, by using this mentions, we've reduced the focus of everything that goes across all of the pages and put all of the focus into what's important, and that's the content of your posts and pages.
Interesting.
Okay, so then what we've done, we've used some clever code that looks at all of the pages as they're constructed, and any images that you've got in there, it will automatically mark those up as well. Then what we've done is we've added a discussion URL property. Now what that means is that, as I said before, when this content goes around the web, if people find it interesting, having this discussion URL, all it is where the comments are, and it guides people back to comment and interact with your post socially. So that's really, really useful. And then as well, we've added the interaction count, so that the more people that comment, it already tells the search engines that, look, this is popular. There's 2, 3, 5, however many people comment. It automatically counts how many comments there are and marks those up. And then all of the comments have been put in place as well. So just to quickly round up, we've added the item prop URL of the post so that people can come back to it. We've used mentions in the header and footer elements to put all of the focus within the content on your posts and pages. We've marked up all of the images within the content loop. We've added the discussion URL markup so that people know where to come and comment, and that the search engines can see that you're looking for and actively engaging in the social sphere. We've added the interaction count, and if there's a description of your post or your page, we've also added the description markup for that as well.
Okay.
So this is
fantastic.
What our first theme looks like. Now this is one of 5 color palettes that comes by default with the theme. It works with our vSilo plugin, as you can see there on the right, and it's a nice, clean, simple looking theme that just works. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we'll go through and we'll look at, this is a standard Genesis theme, and this is the Semantic Seduction theme, and that's what we're calling our first theme, Semantic Seduction. We want to seduce you into using schema.org and semantic markup for no other reason than it's going to help you and your business get noticed by so many more people.
I like the name because you know, it really is, it should be seductive. It's just like effortless, you know, connection and effortless, you know, ability for people to find you.
Yeah, we've made this as easy as possible. You know, it installs like any other theme, no frills or fuss. You just upload it and activate it, and it's working. And then you can choose the color schemes, and I'll go through that in a minute.
Okay.
But what I'd like to do now, this is the standard Genesis framework. What I'm going to do is live just go through to the structured data testing tool. And we're going to literally look at the front page, and I'll do exactly the same with.
Okay, so Kevin,
Seduction.
for the intermediate people out there, what we're looking at right now is Google's own structured data tool to kind of see what your theme, how your theme complies where other web pages do not, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Whenever people use markup, Google, Yandex, Bing, they all recommend that people that use structured markup like schema.org, they go and they use the tools provided by the search engines to make sure that you've got valid markup in there and that there's no nasty, horrible errors. And the Google structured data testing tool, where you see this whole page in the background, what the markup is doing, schema.org, is it's taking out the important elements ready to use in other tools that it's got. So what you can see here is that this is the standard Genesis markup, and they're calling it a web page. And then they also declare that the content on this page is also a blog. Now, to my mind, semantically speaking, a page should be one thing or another. It should be a web page or an article or a blog. It shouldn't really be both. And when we compare that exact page with the semantic seduction markup, you can see here that we've called it a web page as well, but what we've also done is we haven't got this double declaration. What we've been smart to do for everyone is we've declared all of the posts that appear on the front page. If you have 5, 10 of your recent posts come up, we've called that the web page element, which is a better way of doing it for people that are using or thinking about using schema.org markup. So that's the first
So let me ask you this,
change.
Kevin, about the web page element.
Yeah.
Is the web page element a standard already that you just used, or is that something that you created?
No, it's not something I've created. Mm-hmm. What I've done is, over the years as I've watched schema.org sort of come into being, it's
right.
sponsored by the main search engines. The semantic web was around, and there's different languages. And what the search engines did was they come together in 2011 to formulate an easier to use language that all webmasters could use to mark up their content. And they're literally saying to people, use the language that we've got to mark up your pages, mark up your content, to make it easier for us as search engines to discover what your content is about. As we've said in our other webinars, you know, the days of needing to spam and have thousands of pages of content on one site are long gone. If you use this schema.org markup to mark up your pages, your posts, the content within it correctly, the search engines will be able to see that, this is a page about XYZ, it's written by so-and-so, and this is the product that's on it, and all of this leads to rich snippets, much better listings within the search results, which in turn leads to a higher click-through ratio for people that use this.
Got it. So
ultimately more money.
Got it. So that field is, that was a long answer of you telling me that field is standard schema.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's all standard schema. So let's sort of just scroll down here and look at markup. This is content for standard web page design that you'd use to test your themes to make sure that they work well.
Got it.
So again, let's go into the rich snippets. This is using the semantic seduction theme, and here you can see our markup. So let's just zoom in a little bit to make it slightly easier, and you can see that what we've done, this is a post, and we've declared this as an article. Now, as I said before, we've added the URL, we've used the mentions for the footer, and you can see there that it's got the date published, it's got an element for the author, and I'll scroll down in a minute, It's got the article body so that whatever content you've got, that gets marked up, and then all of the images are automatically marked up as well. And this is something that the standard Genesis theme doesn't do at the moment. So as you come down, you can see that there's different elements with this markup, and what you're looking to see with good markup is that the properties are isolated and hierarchical, so that when it mentions 3, that might be the footer, for example, in this example, and then we've got the person with their markup and the header. And all of this just enhances no end having a website. If you haven't got schema.org markup by default, you're already shooting yourself in the foot. So you really want to start using this as soon as possible to start getting a better chance of having richer listings in the search results.
This is just crazy, Kevin. I mean, this is like...
I've been living with it for years.
I know. I mean, just if anybody knew how much work went into you knowing like how to even think clearly. I mean, it really is easy to miss because you're kind of soft-spoken or underspoken sometimes. How much time was spent back engineering and auditing what a lot of the other services are not doing perfectly. I mean, this is because the Genesis theme is awesome. These guys are awesome. In fact, I'm sure that they'll get wind of what you're doing, actually. But I'm just talking about all the other plugins, like at the Semantic web training course that you have audited, and you've tried to help these guys out. It's a pretty tight-knit community. Like, everybody is trying to help each other more or less. So yeah. I think it's just really amazing what you've done. I wanted our audience to know how much has actually gone into this.
What I wanted to do was, you know, in particular our members, when we launched the Semantic web training course, that was great. We had superb feedback from that. And, you know, helping out on the help desk and seeing how many people are coming in right across the board. The reason that I sort of opened this up to Network Empire members first and done this for Network Empire members first and foremost is so that they can get the edge over everyone else. And like you say, it is a small community, and you know, it might be you know, a couple of months, 3, maybe 4, before the Genesis team incorporate everything that I've done as standard. And I've got no doubt in my mind that it will happen at some point. You know, it's been mentioned before in the interwebs that, you know, while it's brilliant, there's these little things. And we are the first people that I've been able to find, and I've looked at lots of themes out there using Genesis. We are the first people that have corrected those small errors and then added improvements by default into a theme. So there is going to be a distinct advantage for our members and anyone else that gets this theme and starts using it. So let me just go back in here, and what I'm just going to do is just show people behind the scenes with Genesis, with the theme settings. I did say that what we've done is we've given people a different set of color palettes. So if I just click on red, and let's wait for that to come back and visit the site again. Just to change the color palette from orange to red, it's going to be as simple as that. So we've got the choice of color palettes in there for people. That's the red, the green, the blue and the orange, and they'll be able to see, you know, sort of all of that information with the color bits that we've done on the site at semanticwpthemes.com. I'm updating that literally now, but they'll be able to see the different color schemes there. But, you know, as it is now, out of the box, to take what Genesis done by default, which was good, we've just made it that little bit better for our members. You know, it's current, it's fresh, and it's going to help them get better search results, and it works with all of our tools as well.
Fantastic. So this is just really going to be getting more into this. Now, Kevin, let's talk a little bit about, because I know we could go on quite a while. I actually want to grill you some more. In fact, I know that we'll have help files for the themes.
Yep.
I hate to do this, but I can't help myself because you know how passionate I am about the PinVid theme automation. You've created we're not going to get too much into that here, but you also created a child theme for the PinVid stuff. Is that working more or
Yep.
less in the same? I know it's on a different framework. It's on a completely different framework, which is not as robust as
Yeah,
Genesis.
it's what I've done. Sort of, if people want to go and see markup, even our Semantic WPthemes.com website uses markup. I've taken the default 2014 theme and I've marked that up as well. Pretty much everything that I do these days, I mark up. So with the Semantic PinVid, we took that to a whole new level.
Mm-hmm.
That uses a different framework. The overriding principle is the same, that we look at the pages, the posts, the search, the About Us page, the Contact Us page, and we make what is standard, we take what is standard and make it better.
Oh, yes.
So, it's something that I believe in, 100%. If it was practical to say 110%, I would.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't do this if there wasn't a significant benefit to having, sort of this kind of thing marked up. Sites without markup, they are shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, for sure. So when we get, people have been asking, I'm trying to kill a bunch of birds with one stone here. So the PinVid child theme will be coming out later, so those of you watching this just know that the automaticvideotraffic.com course, Kevin will be giving us a full expose on how to use that, so we'll talk about that later. The Genesis theme that he's talking about right now within that framework can actually be purchased directly at semanticwpthemes.com. We're going to be having more buy buttons come up with other themes. We'll be talking to you more about other business models. Also, do be advised at networkempire.com or networkempirebasic.com. At the basic membership level, you can go in there and purchase the default WordPress semantic theme that Kevin has programmed. Okay, Kevin, jump in, correct me if I've got this wrong. Also, on my other screen, I have guys in the tech training course already talking about the semantic stuff right now. Some of them are also in the semanticwebtraining.com course with Kevin. They're also in the Tech Foundation training course. And they're all very, very excited about the semantic web themes that Kevin are doing. Contact us until we're more clear. We do have requests all the time to semantically, to semantify, for Kevin to semantify various themes. We'll talk about that. The business model that we're planning on with that. I just don't want to overwhelm people with too much stuff. But one of the things they're talking about in the Tech Foundation course right now, Kevin, is, okay, do I take the semantic web training course in order to get these themes, or under what circumstance should I take the semantic web training course? And one of the things that has been going around, the way that I talk to our users about it, is if you are serious about SWO, semantic web optimization, which I know in some ways is a bit of a misnomer because you're very proper about it all, Kevin. But I think it is helpful for people jumping in with this SEO mindset to realize that there are things that an SEO is never going to teach you, at least the traditional SEO at this point in history. So I'm telling people that the semantic web optimization or the semantic web training courses for those who want to go to the next level and really understand how your brain works, understand how the semantic web is really put together at a deep level. Would you like to add something to that in terms of your recommendation?
My thoughts on it are the course at semanticwebtraining.com, it's aimed at anybody that wants to get ahead within their sphere of marketing online. The way forward, is the semantic web. Everything is heading towards the semantic web. And currently, search engine optimizers, as you say, they're not telling people everything. And what we've done in this semantic web training course is to outline how we got to where we are now, the organizations that make the web work,
right,
the people that set the rules that people need to be following. And we introduce the future here and now. We talk about things like the Internet of Things, how everything is going to get interconnected. Within the course, we literally show people how to get themselves, their business and their products and add it directly to Google's knowledge graph. As far as I'm aware, it's the only course out there that actually does that.
I mean, it is. And so this is, guys watching and gals, this is really the full epistemology. This is an epistemological overview. Now, that's a big word, but it is important for me because I do consider myself a philosopher. But it's not merely philosophy. There's also technical stuff in there. So it's very, very helpful to understand things at the root, understand the reasons why the web has evolved the way that it has, why the semantic stuff is being in place, the politics. I mean, Kevin's literally a master at this stuff. And I got to tell you, I didn't expect the quality of the course that I got from it. And also, since sometimes Kevin really runs the help desk team, so I consider him to be literally the most overqualified help desk person, like in the history of the world. but if he didn't organize that stuff for us, because he's really helping us with all the aspects of our company, which is really deep semantic integration. I mean, ThemeZoom is not a company that has super easy or super basic stuff. So without him, we wouldn't have been able to evolve our support, our plugins, our team, our themes the way that they have. So when I'm looking at the semantic web stuff, I'm really looking at the history of the semantic web, how it incorporates into what you're doing now. And here's the big question, Kevin, that people are asking literally, like right now on my other screen. Guy is asking, Kevin, do I need, even though there's nobody on this call, he just heard about this, do I need to take the semantic web training course in order to incorporate this new Genesis theme that you're writing? No. Do I need to take both?
No. What we've done is we've literally separated the course from the tools. The theme is a tool that anybody can just take and install on their blog and benefit from basic structured markup.
Got it.
And get the benefits.
So the answer is no. The answer is no. And Guy is not really into semantic web optimization. He's not an SEO firm, and he doesn't have clients. So for him, if he just wanted to buy the theme and learn a little bit about it and follow the help files, he could learn how to become semantically or markup optimized based on your standard without taking the semantic web training course.
Correct. He doesn't even need to learn anything about the theme. All he needs to do is get the theme, install it, and if he wants to configure it, then look at the help files. It will give him the basic semantification that he needs from the get-go.
Okay, so let's go over to the location. If somebody watching this, they're going to want to buy it right away. What site should they go to buy it quickly?
What we'd like people to do is go to semanticwpthemes.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Homepage?
From the homepage, you can navigate your way around.
They'll be directed.
At the top here.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got semantic child themes, and we haven't released the semantic pinboard.
We will, I promise.
Well, only after we've got the benefits out of it and tested it thoroughly. But you can get the basic 2014 semantic child theme and the first Genesis theme, which is semantic seduction, from semanticwpthemes.com.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. I think this is enough. I think people's heads are going to explode, so we'll just put a pause on this. We have a few other webinars today. And thank you so much. I'm going to have you back for several videos, including the pinboard one and the rest. So this is incredibly exciting. And as we begin to ramp up for full launch on several themes, semantically integrated, can I call it, how would you call it, semantically integrated? Am I using the right language?
I'm coining the frame semantified.
Semantified, okay. I need the verb here because we're going to turn this into a verb, as you know. Okay, yeah, semantified.
We've taken a theme and given it schema.org markup so that the semantic web can understand your site.
Yeah, one final question, and you can just be totally transparent about this because I forgot to ask you off camera. When it comes to the super enhancements we're making to the video silo plugin and the free silo plugin, Video Kraken ultimately, as we have new developers we're pulling in, will the Genesis theme work with that? Or
So far, the Genesis theme has worked really well with the plugins that we've got now.
Okay.
You know, I'm using it on the sites that I've just shown you. I've not come across any problems that affect the semantified part. So yes,
the answer is yes.
Work with our themes.
And so what I will do, whether it's Chris or a couple of our maybe Kamar, other developers that are going to be helping us, these are high-level developers with WordPress. I think I'd like to make sure that they're in touch with the Genesis framework specifically as a tester, because that way the semantification of these themes will work well with our forward-moving development and the super advanced features and reconstruction of the video silo and the regular silo plugins, and ultimately I think we'll probably move towards a theme for that stuff as well. So very, very exciting, Kevin. Thank you so much. Let's get this in the can and get it out to all of our users.
Superb. I've loved every second of it, Russell.
Thank you, Kevin. I'm actually literally bouncing off the walls over here. So all right, my friend. I'll talk to you on the next video.